Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to talk about AWS Inspector. Now, let's talk about the usage of this inspector, how we actually use this inspector, as this diagram says a lot of things. Now, Inspector is an automated security assessment service that helps identify vulnerabilities and deviations from best practices in your EC2 instance, or if you're running any containers in your EC2 instance workload, and the application which is part of your EC2 instance. So not just the EC2 instance, but also what has been hosted on the EC2 instance also it does inspect. Now, how do I remember this name? The word inspector is itself is a very big clue. It tells you about, it does the inspection of the vulnerabilities, your EC2 instances, and look for your application for any vulnerabilities or CVEs in that particular application. Okay, so this is how I remember the word inspector. So when you see that on the exam, you will see, oh, inspector. So what it does, it inspects. What it inspects, okay, it inspects EC2 instances for vulnerability CVEs. Now, what is CVE? CVE is the common vulnerabilities and exposures, okay, where it gives opportunity for the exploiters like hackers who can exploit these vulnerabilities and then enter into your application, gather details about it, and ask you for ransom. We don't want to get into that situation. We don't want to put our companies which we work for in that situation. So it is always good to use the inspector to scan it, understand what vulnerabilities you have. So what it does is like it not just scans the EC2 instances which is taken care by AWS, but it scans your application and the containers which you're running, and it basically gives you the vulnerability report. It looks for vulnerability, security issues, unpatched softwares. So those are the things which actually it looks for and tries to eliminate. All right, so let's talk about key benefits over here quickly. Continuous monitoring is one of the key benefits over here. Ongoing scan that helps ensure that the new vulnerabilities or misconfigurations are detected and as they rise. So it's not just a free tool, so you kind of get charged for it, but basically what it does is like keeps on continuously monitoring your application, and it gives you any kind of alert trigger in case of any kind of issue. So you can connect this with EventBridge and then send it to SNS and then send it via SMS or Slack, or you can write a Lambda function and then you can route it through Lambda as well. So likewise, you have different features, and we're gonna see all these things is gonna do the same thing from the next video onwards, because these are some security related services which runs on the background. So what we have seen before is the WAF and Shield, and WAF and Shield is basically a security firewall which protects you from issues, and these are what we're gonna see is the security stuff, which is like Amazon Inspector, which is like after, or it's a proactive measure to contain it. So it runs on your system, and then it does proactively contain it. So the Shield and WAF is a reactive one, where when a attack comes in, it is gonna be a reactive stuff in terms of reacting to the attack. But these are proactive stuff what we are seeing right now. So this is pretty much what I want to show you over here. Sorry over the background noise, something I cannot control. You can just go and type AWS Inspector, and then you're going to get Amazon Inspector over here. And here in the Amazon Inspector, you are in the home page, and you can see that how it works. So basically, the inspector gets to inspect, and what it inspects is your, over here, I guess, enable the inspector, and then automated work discovery. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is what I told you just now, so don't worry about it. So you just have to click on get started, and then you have to give permissions to it, towards like what kind of account administrator roles you want to give it, and then you can just click on activate inspector. So this is going to be activated on the default account if you're not specified anything over here as a delegated administrator. So it's going to use the default one. So just once you activate it, you have a 14 days of trial, which is free. and you can actually see that there is nothing to be working at this moment. Maybe I have to start my EC2 instance. I have my Kubernetes on this EC2 instance. As a feedback, I've not used it only. So if I start the EC2 instance, maybe I would get some vulnerabilities. I don't know. So let's talk about starting. I'll start one of this. I don't want to be charged for it. So let's get started one of those instances. Okay, so it's gonna take a while to start it. And then we are going to look at this vulnerability. So if there is anything as a vulnerability. So as I told you, it comes with 14 days free trial, and then after that you're gonna get charged for it. Okay, so you can see the monthly projection cost over here in the usage, and basically by the scan type also you can actually see EC2 scanning, ECR scanning for container service, Lambda scanning. So these are 3 items over here which is part of this, and I am running on a trial version at this moment for 14 days, 15 days over here. So you can also click on pricing here and learn more, and you can actually see that. So I guess once my instance is started, it would start scanning. So it has already found 3 instances over here, 0 out of 3. So maybe after a while, I'll try to show you if I'm just doing another video. I'll try to include this as well. So just see if something comes up over here as vulnerability. All right, so I don't see anything at this moment. But anyways, thank you so much for your time and patience. I will see you on the next video. And I'll do remember that I'll keep this open for you guys so that if something comes up over here, my instance started running, so it may take a bit of time. So let's see if something comes up. Thanks again, guys.